Hey, welcome to the Sunday Night hanging right here on Sunday. Dang, Digical's StreamYard updated. I hit go live, and then I go to hit my intro music, and it's showing me all the stuff from my NAS Canucks channel, and not this channel. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, did I set this for the right channel? And then it did, and then it's dropped. Oh, hassle. So anyway, welcome, folks. Please subscribe if you're new, and welcome back if you're returning. And we got some new folks tuning in, I'm sure, because we got new subscribers. So returning, speaking of which, we got our good friend Bo Guitarman45, who's currently on a mission from God, and we're going to discuss his religious mission. Sure. Welcome back, my friend.
Hi, good to be here.
Oh, we already got a bunch of people in here. We'll do some roll call and see everyone's here. First in the chat this week was Michael Krause. He says, I wonder what Earl's drinking tonight. We shall ask Earl when we see him. We got Hobo Roadie in the chat. Awesome. Keith H. And we got Matt McCall from McCall Music.
Hi there.
Dave Chase, babe. He says, I haven't seen the bong in a while. So a fellow went and grabbed it. So there you go, Dave. We got it ready to go. I stopped using it to hack my lungs out using that thing. But
looks like it had clean water.
No, yeah, I had to put water in it. It didn't have any in it.
Oh.
It was Kush. Yeah, I was sitting on my kitchen counter because, that's how that works. Melds in with all the appliances. They say hey to Ferd Burfel. If not, what's up, Ferd? Billy Baloney.
Hey, Billy.
There's Lee.
Okay.
There's Charles, who's lurking while cooking. Nice. I feed them early. I know. I get it. Josh is trying to get the kid. Well, see, Josh, fortunately, in a couple of weeks, the kid will be in bed 6 hours ago.
I thought Josh was already in Germany.
It's close. He's getting really close.
Oh. Okay.
There's our friend Brian, searching for tone. Good friend Donnie, the voice of Cornhole. Well, co-host with my cousin Doug. But really, everyone tunes in for Donnie. They don't tune in for Doug. There's our music law, Ryan Hall. Yo.
Hi, Ryan.
Hit Metalworks. He's on mobile. All right. Blue Mox is here. Steve's here. Michael B is here. Which I heard, Michael, you finally guessed it after I left the Buffalo meeting yesterday. Cash Alaska. There's Brother Trev, AKA Symmetry, Gearjack 35, Sova. Hello, kid. Finally, some Polish representation.
Well, there you go.
Right. I do believe Sova is a Polish name as well.
Is it?
I do believe.
Chris, are you Polish as well?
Dave is here. Jim's here. Oh, had a concert to go to. That's good. Corey's Garden's here. Norman Patterson's here. He says, look at the equipment. I know, right? Yeah. Not a green screen.
It's not much.
No. That's not all of it.
No, it's not all of it.
Steve V in the house. The CRH 581. That's not good. One of his wall racks he'd installed came loose. That's not good.
See, there you go. Chris is Polish. Cool.
Thought so. Not that may involve a bad album cover coming up in the future. Maybe involving Polish.
Well, you came up with the last one that I met. I met those people at the band.
This is true. Eddie Fay is here. You were just running around in the yard. No, doing errands. I get it. Gary's here. You can tell by the way that he is. Awesome.
Wait a minute. We had a Buffalo meeting?
Yesterday.
Are you serious?
Yeah. First face Paul of the night, not even from Charles. See that, folks?
Sorry, I got.
I thought you had band practice, so
I did.
well,
I was supposed to maneuver it.
That's why you missed the last Buffalo meeting too, right? Because of band practice. Good friend Mark's here. No, and I wasn't annoyed, Mike, and I haven't seen Earl to ask him what he's drinking. There's Wayne McConnell. Let's see who else we got here. I think that's about it. Yep. All right, we're caught up. Sweet. 51 people. Oh, no, Joe Alba. I see what you did there. Norm wants to learn to play the blues. Nothing wrong with that, Norm. Spent a lot of time
playing. I played a lot of that.
That was my teen years. I was bound to determine I wasn't going to learn to play rock until I learned to play the blues first, which did help to a certain extent.
I learned from the best, Jim McCarty.
Nice. I learned by picking up the Robert Johnson box set when it came out. that was me. And listening to old blues records that my dad had that he didn't even know he had. Some of which was on 78s because he bought a big old record collection off a guy and didn't even know what he had.
So he was into the blues? I don't remember any of that.
No, Dad was, but I don't know. By the time I started doing YouTube shows, I'm Mr. Rockabilly. I'm like, bullshit. He did outlaw country for a decade straight. We're not even talking about or his love of CCR back in the day. Just saying. There's my sister, Amanda. She's here.
Hi, Amanda.
I was over at her place yesterday. She gave me some funnel cake. Awesome.
The only place we got funnel cake was at Cedar Point in Norwalk.
Right.
Six Flags over at Ohio. There.
There's a food truck that does funnel cakes in Trenton, and every time I go to pick up Mark Taft to hang out, I'll go by and it's always closed. But if I don't have time to stop, then they're open. I was like, damn it. And then Amanda jumped on the Buffalo meeting for a bit yesterday. She's like, well, I got to go. I'm going to make funnel cakes. And I'm like, what? You're making funnel cakes? She goes, well, you're coming over later to pick up Kenzie and take her to a party. Do you want me to make you some funnel cake? I'm like, do you really need to ask that? So, yes. Yeah, the funnel cake was amazing, Amanda.
It's a lot of cake boiled in oil and sprinkled with all kinds of sugar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did the cinnamon sugar for me.
Cinnamon sugar?
Yeah. Bonkers is here as well. 60 Cycle Steve is here. Always great seeing you, Steve. The real reason anybody tunes into the 60 Cycle podcast. I'm just saying. It's Steve. It's not Ryan. Yeah, you can make it at home easy peasy. Maybe my sister will do a video on it. I don't know. Probably not. Well, my sister's house is pretty amusing, Mike. So there you go. A couple lines of powdered sugar gets the engine started. That wasn't sugar, Sova.
Yeah.
These funnel cakes are great, but I'm really wired.
Tell that to Black, David Black. Let's see what he says.
No comment, but yes. Eston Ray in the house. Yes, Mr. Lack of Social Media, David Black, to the point where I did a little 2-minute video with him at NAMM one year, and it is like got a shit ton of views because people are like, oh, it's David Black. Oh, I was like, yeah. He was just standing around, not doing much in the Freeman.
Trust me.
So, yeah, I've talked to him quite a few times there. It's a cool cat. So, yeah, if you have any questions for either of us, you can add us or put some question marks in front of the comment or stand it with a super chat or, I don't know, all the above. What's up, Tesi Guitars? I was checking you out over on Searching for Tone the other day. Very cool. I forgot your first name, but I remember the Tesi Guitars. He's out of the U.S., but he's got guitars built overseas and then shipped. It was similar to I would say like a Reverend.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I watched that.
12-inch radius on fender-shaped objects. Interesting. I probably like that. Torsten, thank you, Brian. See Brian. Well, see Brian hosted him. Yeah. Is Eric? Eric? I probably enjoy a T's guitar because 12-inch radius. I like playing Gibsons for the radius, and I like playing Fenders for the scale length. So, match made in heaven, I guess. And anyone else joining in? Hello. Excuse me. So, we discussed it a bit. Band practice yesterday. Getting the band back together.
Yes.
How is that coming along?
Very well. I'm having actually a lot of fun doing it.
Ooh, there's burnt hair.
Needing more time, you know. Time is always of essence.
That's true.
But putting together, see, I'm doing all my original tunes that I've done way back in the 80s. So that's been brought up. And then I did write 2 extras. One was inspired by Baker about a week ago. It's all with arpeggios in it.
Right.
I kind of have fun with that one. So,
it's an arpeggiation situation, folks.
Yes. It's I like it. So trying to put a show together about up to 2 hours, you know.
Zach Thong. Zach. Of course, Billy's asking, is your band a polka band?
You know, I could probably bring out the accordion here and there, you know. I don't know if it would scare people off.
Is there a way to put the accordion through a pedal board?
I don't know.
Although I don't know what effects you would necessarily use other than reverbs and delays.
I'm going to have to bring that out. I'll show it to you guys next time. Got to figure it out. Because it doesn't plug into anything. You just play it.
Right. Sure, if you mic it. Yeah, Eddie. I figured as much. Well,
yeah,
I wonder if they do some onboard pickup microphone setup for Weird Al. I'm like, how many people are doing concerts involving accordion these days? So I'm like, Weird Al.
Well, there is a lot, you know. But you know, when I was with the orchestra, I mean, we didn't need all of that. I mean, it was just
right.
All mic'd. Everything was mic'd. So
that's right. If Jethro Tull had a flute, you can have an accordion.
There you go. Then I'll have to figure out what to play. Probably do one of those polka stuff, you know.
Right. Just
rock and roll style.
Add gain and up the tempo, add some gain, and it's polka rock and roll.
Actually, that's an idea. I got to think about that.
Corey says, picking up a set of Tex-Mex pickups for my Strat after work tomorrow. Last guitar stuff for the year. All right. Well, it is.
Why last for the year?
Yeah. Walter Osternack. Hip was thinking. Sure.
Next month is my birthday. So I got to start leaving stuff out for my wife and kids.
Yeah. Yeah, although I think you're getting clothes, but it's going to be stage wear.
I'll just tell her to get that my Murphy out. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Do a cover of TNT, but with accordion. All right, Mike. Easy. There you go. Charles has the idea. Polka Billy. Okay. Or
the pressure. Not only I got to play the guitar, I got to play the accordion.
Yeah, but if you got the accordion, then you got to get the puffy shirts too, right?
Yeah.
Seems like one kind of went with the other. Polkadelic, I like this. Yeah, all right. Oh, instead of the bagpipes, not the guitar. Okay, so it'd be like long way to rock. If you want to rock and roll, long way to the top, you do that instead of bagpipes. Do an accordion, sure. Tom Lyle asks, who plays hotter pickups, GNR or Green Day? Traditionally, I'd say neither, because the GNR guys played pretty much like PAF style pickups.
That's right, they had PAF stuff too. I think
Green Day Billy was playing like a Les Paul Jr. that just had a P90 in it.
Yeah.
Chicken pickin' polka rules. Well, there's another option. Sure. Yeah, so about the same, Tom, to tell you the truth. P90 or PAF. Dark side of the polka with accordion and hurdy-gurdy. All right, that's... I think Lee's celebrating lifestyle choices coming up with that idea. That's... And, yep. Silva says, do we share the same birthday, November 13th? I assume that's when Chris is.
Oh, is it? No, mine was December 5th. So it's like, what, a month away?
Month? Yeah, month and a couple of days. Hey. If you had the flame shooting out the top of the bagpipes, Mark, you wouldn't be able to use it as bagpipes, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Yo, speak up. Great to see you, my friend. Please hit the like if you haven't already, folks. Oh, apparently Hip's birthday is next month as well.
What was it?
Yeah. And I believe Trev's daughter's birthday is next month.
Well, there you go.
Hey, what's up, Jimmy?
Lots of celebration.
Well, Earl, because you're late. Thank you for the answer, by the way. But I got to scroll all the way back to the beginning, Earl, because you weren't first in the chat this morning. Michael Cross was, and that's what he put up there. I wonder what Earl's drinking tonight. So apparently water. The good thing about StreamYard, you can scroll all the way to the back of to the beginning of the chat. Nice. All right. Ferd's drinking Coke Zero. That makes sense. Blue Mox says he's on the 14th, and that's the 12th. The cat's the 10th. There we go. Hey, Steve Brand. Top of the evening to you, good sir. Oh, Hips. Geez, what? Is this where I reiterate? If you would like to celebrate your birthday, hit a fellow up. You can celebrate your birthday on a Sunday night. Especially if you're a regular. Speak which, now I'm just looking to see. Well, Hip, your birthday's on a Saturday. We could. No, I'm looking at the wrong month, right? Oh, yours on a Monday. Oh, all right. There we go.
Oh, mine falls on a Thursday.
Tom Lyle has another question. What's Tom Petty style? Country, folk, pop, southern rock, blues? Yep.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's Americana. Much like John Mellencamp in that respect, I would say. What's up, Terry? Terry decided to make it. That's nice of you, Terry. And Martian Murray, for that matter. Which explains why we went from 57 to 59 watching. Just like that. Awesome. So, how many people are in the band right now? Four piece? 3 piece?
4 piece right now.
4 piece.
If my son stays If he gets called into duty, then it's just me. Then I'll start calling people and bringing people on stage. I mean, I'll be doing that anyway. So inviting people up on stage all the time.
Silva's going on a road trip down to Charlotte, North Carolina, to celebrate a dual birthday. Charles Green and I share the same day. Oh, no kidding.
Oh, that's cool.
And Wasp is in town. There you go.
So is Charles Green coming to town?
No, it sounds like he's going to Charles Green.
Yeah, but Wasp is playing here, as I remember, over here on Royal Oak or something.
Same tour. Let's see. They caught up on the chat. Nice. All right. Oh, there's Paul McNary. Whoops. Except that's not. That's Paul McNary there.
Hey, Paul.
Paul could be solo tonight. We don't know. The Cats could be watching football or something. I don't know. Paul was wrestling cats during the meeting yesterday. They're all over the place. I'm saying hey to Paul, which is nice. Oh, okay, so of course. Why would you do anything different? So it's going to hit both shows.
Well, I'll go to the one in Royal Oak. What date is it on? The 14th, is it?
What day is the one in Royal Oak, Sova? You may be hanging it with Bo that night. Which wouldn't be a bad thing. Armored Saint opens. Wow.
Damn.
November 10th. So that's a week from tonight. Oh, in the form of a question, no less, from our music in-law. Are you doing any singing?
Yes.
There you go.
60% of it.
Mm-hmm. And how many is your brother playing drums right now for you?
Yes, brother.
And you've hired a bass player, or is this an old bass player returning?
It's one of my daughter's friends that she knew. And he's pretty good.
Nice. Billy's going to see Jesus Lizard in December. Oh, Chelsea. That'll be a good show. It'll be a loud show. It'll be a good show. Nice. Mark was asking, how was the show Friday night? So this pizza. It was good, Mark. I was telling some of the guys there at the Water Buffalo meeting yesterday about it. And there's Rock Daddy. Tuned in just time here. Yeah, packed house. Typical Dan Foote show, scheduled to start at 7, start at 8:45. Sure. I just drank a can of Coke. That was nice. Nursed a can of Coke because I'm lightweight, and the staff bought it for me, which was nice. And then saw a few friends there and got to connect with my good buddy Travis from Reno Fin Guitars. He was playing in one of the bands, so that was really cool. Had a nice chat with him. We're going to get together soon and get some stuff done. Get a bunch of my gear up and running that's not currently up and running. Well, it's not a fix. I just got to get renewed, Chris. It's not in the budget right now. It's not cheap. There's Scott Brockway, who I believe just had a birthday, if I'm not mistaken, recently.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Well, happy birthday.
And yeah, for those who may have missed it, Charles had his brother on today. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to miss it today.
And Charles, who says, it's a form of flattery when he rips off this channel. But hey, I've been having siblings on for years. You know, now you're doing that too. We're gonna start a podcast with a cousin now or something too, or something. I don't know. I love Charles. It was a lot of fun, and his brother did not throw him under the bus, as much as I was expecting him to a little bit. Although he did mention how growing up, how his brother Charles would do shitty stuff, and then his brother would get all the blame and punishment, and then apparently Charles got off free. See you, Norman. Oh, okay. You're working. I could have swore it said wanking. It is wanking on my Washburn. Hey, you do you, dude. So I got noodling. Yeah, sure. No. Isn't Seth Charles 75N's cousin? I don't think Charles would admit that, Eddie. I don't think he would, even if it was true. No, it's just a show they do with a Presley and a Nugent, and that's all that's about. And say that now, Charles. You know, cat's out of the bag. You know, with your brother. That's the guess with the name. Ed. Nugent. One letter off. Anywho's. Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun though. Seth's cousin is the GOAT. That I believe. Scott. Yep. Right? That's all Charles has to say about the whole thing. Just, yep. That's all he's got. Although it was funny, I brought up the kayak again. The kayak his brother took when he cleaned out the garage. And the two of them started laughing. And it's funny because they look similar. You can tell they're related, Bo, but when they both started laughing, they look identical. They have the same laughing face, the big grin, eyes are closed, possible face palms involved. It was great. Oh, there's a big question. Ryan asks, so what acts are you planning on playing the most?
Well, of course, I'm going to have some of the old 80s ones that I played all the time. And hopefully I'm going to have my Murphy by then. So
nice.
That's really the one I'm hoping I'm going to have. So I've been playing, which one is it? This one a lot. Carvin, right here. I've been playing this one a lot.
Nice.
So it's got a Floyd. It's got a, Telly style body, with the humbuckers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a rock and roll machine.
Right.
So I've been playing this one a lot. Sounds great.
I'm not sure if you can find flat wounds for a 12 string, but if so, it would kill your fingers. The string gauge would be so stiff and thick. So flat wounds are definitely much stiffer and feeling. The flat ones don't make them shorter. Hand cramp. I can feel the hand cramps just trying to fret a chord. Everyone's liking the guitar. Well, at least Sova and Hep.
Fender makes one with a Floyd too.
Mm-hmm. They make flat ones for electric 12 string. It wouldn't be the same though, Mike. Usually a set of 8s, or they're like 8 gauge for 12 string electrics.
Well, I never seen it.
Oh. There we go. Billy's got. You'll be like the Rick Nielsen in Michigan. Different guitar for each song. Now, that takes me back to the Tom Petty show the last big concert I went to. He and Mike Campbell swapped guitars after every single song. And that was an hour and 45 minute set, I think it was. And if Tom was playing acoustic 3 songs in a row, he had 3 different acoustics for the 3 songs in a row. Hey, there's Rob.
I'll pretty much do the same thing. There'll be a lot of guitars behind stage. I ain't going to put them up front, but they'll be on the side.
Right. Good to see Rob in here. And there's Milt. There you go. Get a flat one set and a natural tuning set. Now you've got a combo flat and round for 12.
Well,
do you actually? Terry's making a joke, but it's serious. Do you actually own? Do you own a Hamer?
nope. I never even had one.
I'm surprised you didn't snag one of those during the 80s. Just because, you know.
I was into carving then. That's why.
Yeah. Makes sense.
That was the oddball, you know.
Sure. I don't know. In the mid 80s, I was just dreaming about guitars still. I didn't start playing till the late 80s, so 89. Trev did not see this bus coming. He says, Michael Kress says, I have this image of Trev getting a new guitar for every song, and they're all Explorers. Yep.
Well, that's okay.
I could see that.
You can have one for every year.
Mm-hmm.
Different colors, styles, with a Floyd, no Floyd.
Billy says the USA Hamer's on his bucket list. I've always liked, yeah, there's a couple there. Most of the ones I always see are always the double cuts, and I'm not into the double cuts. Oh, I'm sure there will be a few carbons rotated in and out, Ryan.
No, not mostly carbons.
Eddie says, Bo, to keep us guessing, since these are original songs, can you tell us the set list to let our imaginations run wild?
Okay, it will start out with a Rush. So I'll leave it at that. There'll be at least 20 minutes of Rush right from the start.
Nice. Well, I don't recall you having a double neck, so you won't be doing Xanadu necessarily.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean I can't do it. I could do it with the Helix.
Yeah, I was just saying. Although, yeah.
I don't need the double neck. Unless I want the looks. I gotta have the looks too.
Well, yeah. But do you really want a double neck hanging off you, though? Those things are like 18 pounds.
Yeah.
First side at 2112. Perfect. That's what Bo says. See, Eddie's already looking for merch and this. We have a CD or link to iTunes or something. Maybe one day. There's Cousin Doug. I did not throw you under the bus earlier. It's good to see Cousin Doug in here. The Down the Back Cornhole podcast. He was out in Calgary last weekend. Big tournament.
It's like everyone's trying to guess which Rush tunes now.
Well, yeah, now it's, yeah, it'll be whatever.
There's a few Van Halens too we'll be doing.
Some Van Halen. Okay, some Rush and some Van Halen. Nice. I assume a Triumph tune?
At least 3 or 4.
Okay. Ryan says, I don't think anybody does pay-per-view anymore. Is the show going live to streaming, Bo? Pay-per-view? No, closed circuit television. You have to go, back in the day, you would go to like a theater to watch on closed circuit television.
Well, it will be recorded for sure. Streaming, I don't know yet. We're not set up for all that yet. So, I have a lot of cameras. I have all that stuff, but
actually, Doug, that band that you mentioned, the YouTube cover band, are Friends of Friends. Because I saw a buddy of mine. Well, actually, I saw a couple buddies at the game, but also went up and like, yeah, my buddy's band's playing the halftime show. I was like, cool. So yeah, and I have no desire to see the Argos alumni cheer squad. Those pom poms be hanging low. Just saying. Rob's asking any ZZ Top.
Okay. I'll throw one in.
There we go.
What my daughter is doing is she is setting up or making a introduction video that's going to go out.
Right. You play it on the big screen with the smoke and stuff. And
well, I don't know. I don't know if she's going to put out a streaming thing on the internet or not.
Well, I guess it all depends on the bandwidth. Right. Got the bandwidth, you can live stream. If not, probably better to record it and then upload it.
But I will have some celebrities that'll join us right away. So.
Well, we like celebrities.
Yep. That'll be introduced soon. I don't want to say things and then it doesn't happen, so I just want to make sure.
This is true. I'm waiting for the comment from Chris asking, where do I submit the resume to work the stage door?
I already thought of that. So.
Right. Yeah. So Sova, you want to be the Charles Green of the venue, right? Work that stage door. What's up, Eddie Van Haskell? Good to see you. Rock Daddy as well. Nice that Lawrence Cash actually caught a live show, which is nice.
ZZ Top is playing this year? They didn't come by here, but I know.
Let's see. Oh, I think I'd have been caught up there. Cool. Got 66 people watching. Nice little crowd here. Appreciate it, folks. Hit the like if you haven't already. If we get past 30 likes, YouTube will actually promote the thing a bit. Maybe. Maybe not. Hard to say. There's the resume. I'm a huge man. Only a fool would get out of line around me.
No violence now.
He goes, oh no, there won't be any violence. I'll just push them out the door. And that's it.
Somebody has to protect my guitars.
Right? Exactly. He seems like a good person for the job.
Oh, I didn't know that. I usually don't go to the store until
Doug's going to type no. I've seen ZZ Top live. Yeah, easy, Doug. That's right. That band feel is really good, too. I really like them. Nice equipment, too. Man, they got some nice gear.
Oh, yeah.
I assume somebody has a PhD, a.k.a. Papa has dough, because they're young, and they got a lot of nice, like, vintage-looking gear.
Yeah, I don't know where they're getting the money from, but doesn't matter. They're going in the right direction. I told that boy, Tyler, I said, the next 12 years is going to be amazing for them.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, good four-piece band. If you haven't checked them out already, folks, check out the band feel. They're really good. Which reminds me, I got to hit them up to have them on.
Well, I got his number somewhere.
That's a different PhD, Eddie. It's a different. Yeah, Dirty Honey's pretty good too. I hadn't really heard any Dirty Honey. I knew of them, and then First time I heard them was when Charles Green played them on here. And I didn't know it was a Dirty Honey song he played along to until they did the copyright claim on the show the next day. I'm like, I was like, what? I like the song.
Well, they're kind of doing things together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
a lot of the oldies. They're playing a lot of the older tunes. Okay, that in a different style.
A video came out last week on the Band Fuel's YouTube channel with one of the guys from Dirty Honey with them doing a cover of something, I think. Can't remember.
Yeah, Statesboro Blues. That's it right there. John.
There we go. Thank you for recapping the mumbling, jumbling that I just...
Yeah, that's why I have to have Chris in the mix, because, you know, he knows this stuff.
Which reminds me, I still see his email every day. I still got to send him his Uncle Ted. Like, sitting there, keep forgetting. But maybe this week. Probably not, but maybe. Throw a few extra things in there, too.
And John Nato has some beautiful guitars, too. I don't know if you've seen.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, I still haven't watched yet. Gibson put it the collection there the other day with Kirk Hammett. Almost 2 hours long. I have not watched that yet. I'd be curious to see. Then again, it just leaves me wanting, I need one of those, I need one of those, I need one of those, and half the stuff doesn't exist anymore, and yeah. Keep those.
PhD peddling ham. What does that mean?
I think Terry's trying to do a pun. Oh. He failed. Worth every minute, Rob says. All right. It's good to see you, Rob. It's been a minute since I've seen you around in the chats. Have you had any snow yet in Glace Bay? Is it right out there in the North Atlantic? I'd be curious.
It's been nice here. It's been warm and nice.
It was nice here till Friday. I was out in a t-shirt and shorts on Halloween evening. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was like almost 80 degrees, man.
Yeah. And then the next day just went cold. The guy has as many bursts as Bonamassa. Right? Apparently he's a local guy that's got a 59 burst. I'd like to check it out, but I've kind of been trolling him a bit on social media, so I think I got to wait. Owns a local venue, and I've been trolling the venue a bit. Although they did just recently have Chilliwack in town. So.
There's a guitar, it's called the Detroit Guitar. It's in Detroit. They have some nice vintage guitars in there.
Yeah, because that's what you need to get into, right?
I got enough to worry about right now. So.
Yeah, it's already spinning enough plates. Don't need more.
I just want to play guitar, man. That's it.
Right?
Then they got to throw all this business crap in.
Well, see, because I think part of it is your daughter got the bug, right? You took her to that show, and you should be doing this.
Well, yeah, but she's not experienced enough in order to start it. You know, it's
right.
I got to show her.
Whereas fortunate from the been there, done that category, you know a lot of things to watch out for.
Right. So.
I don't know if this is true or not. Eddie claims, didn't you say on Charles' show a couple months ago, one of your musical interests as a kid was the Partridge Family? Are you going to cover one of their songs?
I used to watch the show. I mean, you know, I forgot that guy's name. What was Keith? Got his name. The kid that wasn't a Partridge Family. He was pretty famous then.
I just don't know which of the 132 guitars to play.
You always choose.
Well, that was the funny thing. When you were on with Charles there, and Charles decides to open it up to the crowd. Anybody got a question? I'm like, I do. How many guitars exactly does Bo own? That's a liquid number. Cassidy.
I can tell you that all of those guitars will be up on stage too.
Also, you need to move along on that Charles 75M project to have that guitar on stage to play your Rush intro on.
Well, that's an idea,
right?
You just stuck that in my head. Hey,
I'm good at doing like that.
I don't know. Charles is going to have to get busy then.
That's okay. Keep Charles busy, I don't know. Keeps him out of the thrift stores. I don't know.
That's
Keeps him out of the Cracker Barrel. That's what it does. But yeah, I just thought of that. Yeah. Well, we were joking with Charles, like how many projects he's got on the go right now because he's got a few. Right? There you go. He's been waiting.
He's going to have to drop what he's doing.
I think he already said he'd move you to the front of the line anyways. Sorry, brother. Rob Blackmore says, Bo needs a Jimmy Page telly.
Why? I got a lot of tellies. Why is it got to be a Jimmy Page one?
Yeah, I'm curious on that. Although, I suppose if you're going to play some Zeppelin covers from the early albums, or Yardbirds tune for that matter. How many kazoos do I own, Earl? 3. 2 here and 1 that was a gift many years ago that I'm not sure is still playable or not. Well, see, Doug, had you tuned into Charles' show, he had his brother Ed on, who has the kayak. He was on there, and I brought up the kayak. And well, it's the brother of the kayak, and the two of them just lost it.
He's going to kayak Niagara Falls? Is that what he's saying?
Well, yeah. No one said my cousin was the bright cousin. Baritone kazoos? Yeah, you just buzz lower. See, there you go. Tom Lyle asks, a stage costume of any sort, Bo?
Whatever Jeanette says.
All right. Lifestyle choices. Yours or mine, Doug? Yours or mine? So you have picked up the family mantle on consuming from mason jars since I stopped doing it. Just saying. That's too much information, Eddie, but okay. Gene Simmons boots. 7-inch heels? I don't know with 7-inch heels.
That ain't gonna
Why is that one guy so much taller than everyone else? Oh, he's the one wearing the 7-inch heels, and the others aren't.
This way I'll be able to play the double neck. It won't be so low.
Right?
Maybe.
Bird put it out there. Leather pants?
Maybe.
Wouldn't be the first time, I bet.
Nope.
I believe that may have come up in a conversation a week or two ago with Trev just randomly said to me one day, I think Bo ever gigged in leather pants? I'm like, I know Bo gigged in leather pants.
When we first met, Jeanette threw them all out.
I bet. Well, especially by the 90s, right? Like, because they went from being really cool to really not cool really fast.
I still wore some of the stuff. But you know, in the '90s, I think it was maybe '93. I think we had like our last show. It was a reunion type thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't say they'd be red leather pants, Eddie. I'll make Reno, but
No, it was never no colors. It was always black.
well, that's my favorite. Like I know you've done a number of you did a number of shows with Seduce back in the day. I'm like, yeah, you're wearing leather.
Oh, yeah, just imagine what he would say if I wore some kind of bright color.
Yeah. Like, yeah, unless they're like blood red or something, you might get away with it. You know, maybe. Yeah, as long as you're not wearing the cargo shorts on stage. Nothing screams dad band like cargo shorts and Crocs. And I've literally seen guys on stage wearing cargo shorts and Crocs.
That ain't gonna happen. No.
All chaps are assless, Rob. That's why they're chaps and not pants. They're also crotchless.
Okay, we don't want assless chaps. We don't want old man balls when they're flying around.
Yeah, not wearing no bikini briefs and chaps. No, nobody needs that. Unless your guitar is hung strategically placed.
Yeah.
Cargo shorts and New Balance sneakers. Wait, that's upscale, Mike. That's upscale. That's more, yeah, the non-summer gigs, right? When the Crocs are not warm enough, you switch to some actual shoes.
Dockers and
polo shirts screams rock and roll. Well, yeah, Billy, sure.
Although, if the music was really awesome, do you think anybody would care?
I think I might. I'd still care a bit.
Yeah.
It was funny. I was thinking, the other night, we're sitting there watching bands loading in, Travis and me. And I looked at it, I said, is it bad that I judge a band based on the gear that they're loading in, let alone before they've ever played a note? And he's like, a little. He's like, well, like, what do you mean? I said, if the guitar player is loading in a solid state amp, I'm not really interested in listening to their music. If it's not a tube amp, I don't want to hear it. Let me cutoffs for the win. Easy there, Trev. Easy. High tops are great for stage shoes. I used to wear, I wore Vans myself quite a bit. I always liked wearing, hence the fancy Vans I was wearing on Friday night. Mark Taft knows my shoe game was always on point on stage. Although high tops are nice because you get the ankle support. So there is that. Easy there, Billy. No. Mark remembers. Well, we've had some good comments so far, folks. Can you top yourself at the top of the hour? I don't know. So obviously you're going to be using real amps on stage, I'm guessing.
Yes.
And I believe you were talking about using 4 amps.
Maybe. It's 2 for sure. 4 is kind of excessive.
You think?
Yeah, it would if there's 4 up there, I'll be for looks. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, and you probably 4 maybe for the full sound if you're down to a 3-piece or something, but
yeah,
it doesn't leave a lot of room sonically for anybody else. That's for sure.
Well, I won't do that to anybody. Especially if I invite somebody up on stage, I'm not going to make them feel small.
Right. Well, see, that's just a good way to relic your guitars, Tom. He says, "What about big belt buckles or biker rings?" That's how you relic your guitar real fast. Speaking from experience, because I used to wear a big ass belt buckle when I gigged.
I never did. Screw up your guitar, though.
True, but I was playing cheap guitars, so I didn't care. I do remember that, Mark. You're the one that put your hand there, though. I would have let him fall. That doesn't sound good, Corey. I hope you're well soon. So, which 4 amps have you narrowed it down to?
Well, it won't always be the same. Right now, it's always the Marshall TSL and the Plexi.
Okay.
But as the venues change, I mean, you know, as time goes by, the set is not going to always be the same. I'm going to change it, so it's going to be different music. You know, when the acoustical stuff is up, all right, I'm going to be using the PV. I don't know if I showed you guys that. Well, you know, the PV Classic.
Yep.
Okay, I'll be using that, and the Line 6 1500 that I have.
Okay.
The Line 6 is just awesome as far as for clean sound.
Hey, Alex Radford. Been a minute. That'll be cool. I have a PV Classic up for sale because I never use it. Because I use the Fender.
Really?
The same thing.
It's got a great, when you turn that thing up, it's got a great sound to it.
Oh, yeah. That's true. And yeah, Charles has a Classic 30. He's been loving on that. Turned it up a few times when the family wasn't home. Not supposed to tell that, but yeah, that's Darwinism, Mark, because that would teach him not to drink so much while performing on stage. Just saying.
Well, I won't have to worry about that with me.
Although me talking with, well, I was pretty sober at that show because we had to drive back that night. So, Blue Mock says Ben needs a wet, dry, wet katana rig so you can be disappointed in 3D. I was like, wait, where are you going with this, Blue Mox? Because I don't, but then I see what you did there. And yeah.
Although, Ben, I do like that slow 100 Soldano.
Yeah, they are. They do a thing.
So I might just try that. We'll see.
Thanks, Alex. Michael Chris says the Classic 30 is the Marshall and the 50 is the Fender. Yes. I don't know. I always thought the 30 was just the 30-watt version of the 50, but some people say the 50 is like a Fender twin and the 30 is like an AC 30, I've heard. But I don't know. Whenever I played through it, it just reminded me of another Fender sounding amp, the 30, because I almost bought a 30 before buying my Blues Deluxe. And it sounded great. It just sounded very Fender-like to me. Arf's here. What's up, Arf?
Arf.
Which Charles' brother Ed noticed in Arf's avatar. That's a Detroit lion behind Snoopy there. Just saying. Okay. The service I do to our country? Sure. What's that? Trying to start a cult? That's right. Phil Spector's got nothing on Bo's wall of sound. Jeff K says.
I try.
Oh, that's true. Although it could be choice paralysis because you do have the carving heads too, right?
4 of them. 5.
5? Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 X100 XBs, 1 60 or 2 60s, and this one right here. Yeah,
Nope, not me, Arf. The closest was I worked for the military for a few years as a basically civilian contractor, but not actually in the. Doug's killing himself laughing. Right? He goes, "What? My cousin in the military? No." They do a thing for home use, these katanas and stuff like that, but I couldn't gig with something like that. They don't feel the same. That's right. Hit that like button, folks.
You could use it for practice. I mean,
yeah, they're nice for that. And I always say it's good for dipping your toe. Like if you want to get into effects, but you're not sure what you like, they got them all built in, so you can try them out, and then
yeah,
it works for. Or you go out and buy the actual effects pedals after that.
See, to me, those tube amps. I mean, for me, it's like it starts here and just comes through me, and you could feel that energy come right out. You know,
that's right.
With a solid state, you don't feel that.
Yeah. And people say, well, you know, like the people sitting in the audience, they don't really notice the difference. I'm like, they do notice because if you sound good and you play better because you think you sound good, which is a fact, then guess what? The people up front are going to notice you playing that much better.
Yep.
And it does sound better. And they're not sure why. It just does. What's up, Jean-Liette? New guitar day, a Sire H7V. Ooh. Sounds like a 7-string flying V. I don't know what that is. But 50-watt katana is such an amazing first amp. Remember Gorilla amps? Great. Hey, I had a PV Rage as one of my early amp for practice. My first amp was a Hohner keyboard amp, 115 solid state. So, yeah.
I got a few crates. I got Crate Voodoo head. I don't know where that's at. That used to be a big thing then.
Yep, that was like the one good product they ever made. Yeah, if I'm going to get a Boss AKA Roland amp, it's going to be a Jazz Chorus. You know, that's a decent solid state amp.
Yes.
But most of them, yeah, they're like.
And I don't know.
If you got a solid state amp, for God's sake, it's a pedal platform. It's going to be clean. Solid state does not make good distorted amps unless you want Dimebag. I know. Trev's already typing Dimebag fucking Daryl, Ben. Like easy. But if you listen to Dimebag's tone, it isn't exactly pleasant on its own. It is rather shrill, but it works for what he does and the stuff they do.
I thought Dimebag had Randalls. Yeah, Randalls?
Yeah, they were solid state Randalls, though.
Were they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jazz Choruses are nice. I was debating getting. They make a smaller one there. I was thinking about getting. Be cool to have. What's up, knees? I'm sitting here listening. I feel a lot of amp snob going on here. P.S. I'm not a musician. Yes. Like literally, like tube amps throw. Like I remember, I think I told the story yesterday during the Buffalo meeting that when I joined Smile Harder that Richie was in, and he was playing through his DeVille, which is basically a 410 tube amp combo. I had my 212 solid state combo that Mark Taft now owns, low end Fender 212. And he's like, we're leaving band practice. I was like our third or fourth practice. He goes, I hate to be that guy, But if you're going to be in this band, you need to get a tube amp because that thing doesn't throw at all. I can't hear you at all. All right. So then a week later, I got a tube amp, the Blues Deluxe. And then he could hear me. Everybody could hear me. Hey, here's the legend himself, Sir Lawrence. Great to see you, my friend.
Hi, Lawrence.
We're just astounded. Although that said, that solid or how tube amps are the thing and the best thing. Here's a guy that makes one hell of a solid state preamp, and it's glorious sounding in tone, especially when pushing. Although a tube amp, so maybe it's the tube power tubes that make the difference. You can have a solid state preamp into a. I don't know. That said. Lawrence knows gain. That's what I know. Those red knob fenders were not bad at all. I missed out on that, Mike. I was into music. They didn't exist yet. I got out of music, and they existed. And then by the time I came around, you don't see them around. Who does an Eminence 410 or 412? That I don't know. The speakers are the one weak link for me. I know a bit about them, but I'm not into swapping speakers and amps. If it sounds good, I just leave it.
I think Music Man uses Eminence.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. They use Eminence. But they don't make them anymore. I mean,
right. That's where they had the solid state the solid state preamp with the tube power amp.
Nice amps. I got one. HD 130.
That's the classic one, right?
I don't know if it's the classic. Well, it's a combo.
I've seen one guy
head.
Those live. I remember doing sound at a local show, and this guy came in with one of those. I'm like, really? And he just kind of smirks. Yeah. I didn't realize at the time his name sounded kind of familiar, but then it found out he was in a 90s alternative band that had some success in Canada. I'm like, okay. That's why you have such nice gear. We've got a couple mutual friends. Do the Electron know the difference whether they're traveling through tubes or solid state or once converted to audio energy at the speaker? Yes, Eddie, they do know. They know.
See, Lawrence knows what he's talking about.
Exactly. He knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, those evil twins were insane too, Earl. Not gonna lie. Well, see, when I was doing pro sound, there was no DJs, Alex, because if a DJ was there, I wasn't involved. I'm like, I don't do DJs. I only mix live bands. That was it. I did DJ a few gigs, and it sucked. I'd never do it again. Why can't they water cool tube amps? They do it with computers. Wait. You're not moving your computer around all the time. They would just weigh too much. Think of the roadies' backs, John. Think of the roadies' backs. Will somebody please think of the roadies? Nee says he's playing through a half tube amp right now, Vox 110 with a tube in the preamp. Right, and then they'll do the solid state power section to loudify it. But would you gig with that amp? That's the question.
Is that the Vox that has a selector that has all the different
Voicings.
distortions on it? And don't they have one like that? Something like that? Maybe that's something else I'm thinking of.
We'll go a little while longer here, folks. Keep those questions coming up. Vox VT100, Matt says.
I don't have a VT.
And his is a VR15. Vox from 2003. Yo, anti-DIY HVAC. Oh, speaking of which, Bo, I get to borrow. I was talking with Travis. He's got a Marshall head that he snagged about 15 years ago from a pawn shop out in Vancouver. He was telling me about it. It is he didn't have the exact specs, but it was an early Marshall head that Jim Marshall himself built and signed off on the tag on the inside. And he always thought it sounded really nice. And I guess about 10 years ago, he took it to an amp tech in Vancouver who was like the top amp tech to have it rebiased and checked out and stuff. And he dropped it off to the guy. And he said he was not out the door 3 minutes and his phone's ringing. The guy's like, "Do you know what this amp is? Do you know what you have here?" He's like, "Yes." He's like, "This is one of the best sounding Marshalls I've ever heard. Do you want to sell it?" He's like, "No, no, I don't." So he's like, "Yeah, you should borrow it. Do a video on it." I'm like, yes, I should. So, and I will take a look at it. And I figured reach out to our friend Dave Friedman and say, "Hey, what is this?" Because he would know immediately.
Well, that'll be a good call right there. That'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
But that signature, that Jim Marshall thing, I think all of them have that. Mine has a signature inside. There's a little tag.
Probably your early Plexis would.
Yeah, it has a signature. It's a little white tag with his signature on it, with a little black, one of those black stamps.
Right.
Inspected by.
I already got too many, and now I'm all into these. Man, nothing wrong with that. Oh, Charles. Charles, is there going to be a wacky tobacco in the cigarette machine at Bo's venue? Asking for a friend. Yeah, looks like a regular cigarette machine, not a cigarette machine.
Well, I want to play at that venue for a long time, so I don't know if that.
Yeah, it only accepts hundreds.
Yeah. Cash only.
Right. I was waiting for that hip. Hip thinks everybody should have an Explorer, and he's not wrong.
Well, I got one.
Yep. I know. Yours is one of the reasons I got mine. Hip's like, "Oh, you need an Explorer." I'm like, "Easy." And then Trev's like, "Yeah, you need an Explorer." And then you were like, "Oh, you mean like one of these?" And you showed off. I'm like, "Oh, that thing is perfect. That's exactly what I want." And then that's kind of what I found. Try new guitar day. All right. Well, let's see what we got. See if it came through. What? Oh, it's going. I don't know. I don't have Dropbox. Oh no, it didn't work. All right, doesn't like me. You have to send me an actual picture rather than a Dropbox link. Sorry, John. I like that. So gumball, it's a gummy machine. Sure. Or maybe it's just infused gumballs. Haha! So it is a gumball machine. And the flavor of the gumball cures the pasties while You're chewing. Yeah. There we go. Especially accordion players. Accordion players need an Explorer. And do Explorer players need an accordion by that logic, Eddie? Nice. Still got 58 people watching.
That's good, right?
There are no gases in those tubes, Tom. They're vacuum tubes. So there's nothing in them. It's a vacuum. If they spring a leak and the vacuum is no longer vacuum, then they become microphonic, essentially. And that's when you got bad tubes. Well, yes. All right. Thanks, Eddie. Because now I got to get an accordion because I got an Explorer. Great. Trev, you need to snag an accordion too. Ken, accordion. It's just the Explorer players I know off the top of my head.
Then the question will be, what color accordion?
Right? It's got to have a lot of mother of pearl on it for me. Like,
There you go.
Go full on, right? Just full glam. Like basically the Gretsch of accordions. A lot of sparkles, a lot of mother of pearl.
Mine's red. It's actually not red. It's more maroon. It's maroon with all that mother of pearl everywhere. It's like
Nope, that doesn't count, Bo. Not at all. And Trev's like, damn. Okay. Fabric wrapped accordion. Well, you could do more. You could do a pattern on the bellow, I suppose, of some kind. Now he's all talking about PRSs, the HVAC, and now he's like, oh crap, now he wants to look at the Explorer. No, not bagpipes, Trev. No, friends don't let friends play bagpipes. They're loud. They're loud. And they sound like a dying cat.
Hard polka, man. The band I was in, Chris, was Ted Sikowski and the Polish Orchestra.
You probably saw him play back in the day.
I didn't like that guy.
Like, how many Polish community events were you dragged out to as a child, Christopher?
Well, in Hamtramck, I was everywhere. I mean, every VFW hall, there was something Polish happening. So.
Right. The Hobo Roadie states, I don't know if I could pronounce that, but yep. All right. So the Cajun style squeeze box stuff. All right.
What do you call those little accordions? I think what they have them on the little trips. Is that what it is?
Yeah. I think it's a serpentina as well. I could be wrong. All right, so lots of Polish picnics.
That's probably up in Utica, right? It was like a place there that everybody went to.
Wow, Nice was at the World Champion Bagpipe event in 1999. I don't know about amazing. Yeah, exactly. How many versions of Amazing Grace, right? I was thinking the same thing, Hip, and then you went and typed it. So, so are you? What's the rig going into the amps? You're using your Helix, or you're gonna have a pedal board?
Yes, pedal board. Right now I'm using the SDE 3000.
Okay.
Going through both. I got LPD Pedals 87 and the G3. I have a G3 that's in there, and it goes through the Helix. And the Helix is patched into the Synergy, which I use the preamps. I have a Soldano preamp and an Angle preamp there as well right now. I don't have enough the slots right now. I have to get more slots. Otherwise, I could probably stick them all in there and switch, but somebody will have to figure that out for me because it can be done. You just have to have an amp switcher and start switching all that stuff. But
so
the Synergy,
he'll play a different guitar every song. He play a different amp every song. Different rig every song.
Yeah,
that'd be insane. The roadies would not like that.
The Helix takes care of all the chorus ones and the phasers and the pitch, harmonic pitch stuff. And
Arf is asking which Soldano you have.
Slow 100.
Right. And the
Synergy, not the amp. It's the Synergy amp Slow 100. I want to get the Slow 100.
Well, yeah, I get that. Search for Tone asks, Ben and Bo, you ever tried Dr. Scientist? Came via Canadian Post yesterday. Frez Dazzler. Dr. Scientist rings a bell.
Huh. No, I haven't. It
rings a bell, but no. I haven't tried any of their stuff. It's a lot of bagpipe chat in tonight's chat. I'm just saying, folks, it's a little disconcerting.
That's because AC/DC uses it.
We'll go a few more minutes here, folks. And it's always a fun time here hanging. And tomorrow night, I'll be back with Connects with Guitars, bad album covers, and giving away some channel memberships as well, and playing some music. Which reminds me, I forgot to learn a new riff this week, which I was going to.
Rat
pedals are great pedals.
Yeah.
If it's from the 80s, then it's a good Rat too, because the ones from the 80s are good. I have a LPD version, or his take. Back there, the Vermin.
Oh.
Eddie, that's bold. That's bold, Eddie. The Turbo Rat. Yep, that was another one.
I used to have, this was in the 80s, it was a Morley Power Wah.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was good.
Next will be the Auto Harp, right? Good old Auto Harps. So folky. Actually know a guy that plays one in a band. Of course, he's my parents' age. Arf has the big chrome Morley Power Fuzz Wah. Cool. I had a Morley Wah for a period of time, and I sold it to the other guitar player in the band. There's Victor Beebe. He's coming in at the end.
Well, see, but Morley made all kinds of different kinds. It wasn't just... And Big Muff. Of course, I started off with the Big Muff. You know, that was like,
that's one of the first pedals, period.
Then I had all those, the Rocktron from Schultz, Thomas Schultz.
Oh, yeah.
All those rack units.
Yeah, I missed out on that stuff. I got in.
Rocktron came in. They had a lot of good stuff.
I remember when I started, like, there was Boss pedals. Peavey had a line of pedals at the time out.
Yeah.
And you could find some used MXRs around, but MXR was currently out of business at the time. Mm-hmm. So I had an old Distortion Plus, like an OG Distortion Plus without the LED or anything. And then I sold it pretty much immediately because it's good into a dirty amp, but terrible into a clean amp. It just sounded like garbage. So, and then, but I had Boss E too from day one. So I always had my chorus, and I still run a chorus. That's probably why. Ooh. Yeah, Murray was talking about a Player 2 Jazzmaster he was looking at. It's back ordered until 25th, but it just shipped. Nice. I'm not sure. You should check out their stuff now, Tom. They got a whole line of stuff going on there. I remember the last couple of years, like Sean Pierce Johnson did a lot of Morley reviews and stuff. So they do like the DJ Ashba, the George Lynch, the Vi. They've got a little repertoire there. All right, we'll try once more, Jean. Probably wrap things up with that. Let's see. Oh, no, it says I got an email. There. Let's go back. All right, I see a bunch of people on stage in that photo. That's kind of hard to tell. All right. Oh, well, there we are. What's that? That's nice.
Says he sent 2 pics.
Is that an Epiphone? There you go. Nice little tobacco 335 shaped object. Looks quite nice. No, actually, no, it's got P90s. So
it's got P90s in it.
Yeah, so that would be a oh, I can never remember the name of those. Sheridan. Sheridan? Oh, that's the Sire H7V. All right, well that makes fucking sense because you mentioned that at the beginning of the show. That's right. Nice. Very nice. Casino, that's the name I was looking for, Mike. Thank you. Casino, but it's not. It's like a Casino, but a Sire, which will have nice fretwork. They have really nice fretwork. Oh, the people is Paul Reed Smith in band. Yeah, I told you at that time I met Paul Reed Smith. I said, you build some nice guitars. Anyway, hey.
Who uses that Sire?
Larry Cole.
Larry. Yeah, that's it.
Had an Seymour Duncan Antiquity P90 put in the bridge. Nice. Yeah, the Casino is a hollow body, not semi. True. I know that. Hence the dog ear style P90 pickups, because there's nothing to screw them through otherwise. There we go. Paul's eclectic. Well, he's something. He said he makes some nice guitars. So I think on that note, we'll probably wrap things up here, folks, until the next time Bo is on, because Bo is, this is third, I think, solo show at this point.
Is it really? Cool.
I do believe. Something like that. Plus group hangs. Plus, of course, you can see him at most Water Buffalo meetings if he doesn't have band practice.
Does this mean I get to go to Capitol Records now? And
yep. Exactly.
Okay.
Charles loved it. So you can tell by the exclamation marks involved. And there you go. Or as Keith knows, if you're a top tier member or patron, you get to hang out with Bo after shows on Mondays at the post show hang with Canucks with Guitars. Just saying.
Oh,
See Zach. Everyone's saying so long. See you later. So we will. Tomorrow I'll be back with playing songs, giving away channel memberships, and all that fun stuff. And of course, we'll keep an eye on Bo's progress through the band and getting back out there playing, which is always good to see. And,
challenge. It's a challenge.
That it is. That it is. So have a good one, folks. Good to each other. Hold those doors up. Of course, hold the line here, Bo. Hold the doors open, folks. Be good to each other. Happy tone chasing. And, of course, later.